Welcome back to TV5 News at 9. Tonight, Saginaw Spirit kick off the OHL playoff season at Dow Event Center. Joining us this morning to tell us all about it, we have Dylan Clark. Dylan, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you. It's good to be back here. This time of year always means it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I know this time last year we were getting into the Memorial Cup maybe a few weeks from now, actually. So this is really exciting. Tonight is game one. We got first round series against the Erie Otters. So what should people know about this game?
I mean, this is the first time that these two teams have played in the playoffs in almost 10 years.
Wow.
And, you know, the All-American matchup in the OHL were just 2 out of the 3 teams that are here in the U.S. And, I mean, people remember just a couple of years ago it was a first-round matchup against the Flint Firebirds that went 7 games against Saginaw in the first round. And I don't know, I didn't get to watch all the playoff series that year, but it was one of the more entertaining ones. So these two teams, they split the regular season series right down the middle, so it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, and speaking of, they did that, of course, so 2 wins each. How is that influencing maybe the team's preparation for the series?
You know what? I think guys go into it knowing and remembering just how razor tight it was out there. I mean, it was a high-scoring series. They both had 20 goals against one another in the 4 games so far. And you know what? Nothing was easy out there. So I think they get this 4-day break, or they had that 4-day break to kind of switch into the playoff mindset and get set for an uphill battle.
Of course. So, of course, Saginaw Spirit defending Memorial Cup champs. Does that play at all into this postseason at all?
I think it does. You know what? We just had our pre-playoff media availability the other day, talking to Michael Misa and Zane Perek and Chris Lazary, and I asked them about that. I said, does it make it a little bit easier going into this, having been there before? Like, you've kind of made it to the top of the mountain. You've got that experience in the back pocket. It's not brand new for you. You've been there. You know what it takes, and while it's not easy to replicate it, you know what you have to do.
Yeah. Good stuff. So speaking of Michael Misa, or is the OHL leading scorer?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And Zane Perek, of course, cemented themselves as franchise icons. Can you tell us a little bit more about how they did that?
I mean, it's the first time in this team's history that we've had 2 players hit 100 points in the same year. Michael, like you said, won the Eddie Powers Trophy as the league's leading scorer. He led not just the OHL but the CHL as well. And you know, he's making a case to be the first overall pick in the NHL draft coming up this summer. And those 2 guys, I mean, what they've done here over the last 3 years, but really this past season in particular, between Michael and Zane, they've rewritten the franchise record book. Like, I've honestly lost count of how many posts and press releases and stories we've done of, like, oh, one of these 2 guys has broken a franchise record or done something that's never been done before. So I mean, again, I wasn't here for the first 20 or so years of Spirit hockey, but it's hard to say that you're not living in the golden years of it right now.
Yeah, it looks great, and even from the highlights playing on the screen, they make it look so easy.
That's the thing. They make it look so, but like, you got to understand, it's not easy at all.
No.
What 19 and 77 are able to do, they make it look pretty easy, and it might not look as easy here in the playoffs. Like I said, things get a little bit closer, things get a little bit tighter, but you're still going to see some magic between Michael Misa and Zane Perek here.
How do accomplishments from those 2 players kind of play into, like, the team mindset?
I think guys look at it and, you know, imagine being another player on that roster. On the one hand, you get to see, like, okay, I mean, let's be honest, 15 years from now, there are guys that, you know, they will have different career paths. They'll go on to play hockey at a different level, and then they'll go on to their careers after hockey. But they're going to say, yeah, I played with Michael Misa and I played with Zane Perek, and those guys are, you know, we expect them to go on and have long and exciting NHL careers. So that's one factor of it. But another is, you look down the bench and you look onto the ice and you see what those guys are doing in a game. You see how hard they compete. You see how hard they prepare for games, both in practice and in the gym. You don't want to be the guy that doesn't live up to that. You see what they're doing, you kind of get a little nervous, and you go, okay, well, if they're doing that, then I've got to step up and elevate. And you know, that's how last summer ended with a Memorial Cup championship here in Saginaw. So we'll see if they can do it again.
Iron sharpens iron, right?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
All right, good stuff. So tickets are still available. How can people get those?
Yep, SaginawSpirit.com. You can buy them at the Dow Event Center box office as well. Puck drops at 7:05 tonight. We'll open the doors to the Budweiser Red Room at 5:30 to get the festivities started a little bit early. But yeah, game 1 tonight, game 2 here at home on Saturday.
Perfect, exciting start. Dylan, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. For more information and to get your tickets, go to our hot link section on our website at WNEM.com.